the first game. So
Mark, put your money where your mouth is. Score prediction.
There'll be goals. Here is
cryptic as usual, Mark.
McGregor and Arzani for Forest. Fast start this from Celtic. Eduardo for Forest. Arzani beautifully worked, and Eduardo would have been in had Nantes not been able to get plenty of yellow shirts back there.
Yeah, it's a lovely fast start, and we see that all the time with Celtic, especially in the ranks with ETTORITO, Luca Tubelli. They always get off to a flyer, usually score early, and the only times they don't tend to win is if they don't score within the first 10 to 15 minutes, and they have scored again. They do it time and time again.
Well, that was an absolute peach of a cross stood up to the far post. It was begging to be knocked in. Absolutely wonderful delivery, and that is what has created that goal. That cross was a dream.
Yeah, it was a beautiful cross, and I mean, I was going to say an amazing header, but it wasn't really. He had nothing to do. He just had to guide it in. All the work came from that cross from this left-hand side, and I mean, if you're not, are you a little bit frustrated because they've allowed... Is it a case they've allowed them to score the same goal again and not been concentrated, or is it just you can't do anything about that when Celtic are on their game?
I think that they shouldn't allow a player that much space, and also defensively maybe somebody challenging on the striker there would have been helpful as well. But I think you have to give credit to Celtic rather than criticise those two too much.
Yeah, I think, as we said at the start, Nantes now know that they can compete at this level, but equally that first game would have been an eye-opener for Celtic, and perhaps they've now got their game face on and they're going to go all out for a second win, and of course the 3 points. Remember, as Mark said at the start, they only need a draw to win all 3 points, having won that first game in this best of two.
McGregor looking for Arzani. Here is McGregor again. Sinclair still going and trying to offload to Edouard. It's come to him as well. That's not the best defending from Nantes. Forest forces the save, but they've been a little bit slack so far, Nantes at the back, and fortunate not to be punished here.
Yeah, again, he's got, for me, far too much space there. Defensively, they were all over the place, and fortunately for the team from France, the shot was a poor one, really, by Celtic standards, straight at the goalkeeper. And fortunate, really, to get a corner. I felt the keeper probably could have held on to that one, but I'm not that man.
Forest will take the resulting corner then. It's been all Celtic so far, looking to extend their lead to make the most of their pressure. In it goes from Forest, not the best corner. Tierney picks it up for Celtic, though. Fired into Sinclair. Forest on the turn. Chance here. It's another good cross. Edouard off the post. And somehow denied, and somehow not survived.
What on earth just happened inside that 6-yard box? The ball, once again, fizzed across, and the header went up, then it dropped. Great effort on goal, back off the foot of the post, and then a despairing dive from the goalkeeper just did enough, and again, fired behind for a corner. But Celtic going all out for the second. I was going to say second and killer goal, but I said that in the first game, and they got pegged back to 2-2, so I'm going to keep Stum on that one, but the ball is played in and finally cleared away, and the shot was a poor one in the end. Mark, what's going to happen in this first half now? We've seen a good start from Celtic. Can Nantes get back into it, and how?
They've not had a single shot yet, Nantes. Celtic have had 5, 3 of them on target as well, so it has been pretty much one-way traffic. Here's the first potential opening, but it's just not quite happening for them going forwards. Difficult to know whether their game has dropped or whether ETTORITO and Luca Tubelli have got wise to Nantes' strengths, and they've just tightened up defensively. But it's not as even as the first game, that's for sure.
No, you're starting to see a few more gaps opening up around the field, and Celtic are enjoying quite a lot of freedom in and around the Nantes penalty area.
Here is a Nantes attack, and Boyata across for Celtic. That's good defensive work, and Gordon swings a boot at it. Sinclair nods down to Bitten. Now it's Arzani, forwards to Forest. Forest still going.
The offside flag looks to have been raised, but the referee's played on.
And a bit of a let-off that for Nantes. And now what can they do on the counter-attack? A long ball over the top. Keeper's come out and hasn't quite dealt with it, but he's fortunate that a teammate was back there to make the clearance.
Wow. That could have been a huge mistake from the goalkeeper. He came flying out of his goal. He just did enough in the end, but that could have gone horribly wrong. As it stands, Celtic survive, but they're under the cosh again here. Another chance through the middle. Will he shoot? Will he pass? He's gone for the pass. It's a weak, poor one. And it's cleared away by Celtic, but Nantes growing into the match, Mark.
Yeah, much, much better now from the French pair after a sluggish start there, coming into things for sure. McGregor to Arzani. Remember, they have to win this game to ensure that they take a point from it, with Celtic having won the first game of the best of two. McGregor for Sinclair. Oh, they've hit the post again.
The third time in the match. Another chance for Celtic to go 2-0 in front, and the goalkeeper's pulled off another smart stop. You kind of feel you expect him to do so at the near post, but nevertheless it was a fiercely struck shot back off the post, and Nantes survive again, but Celtic come again.
Sinclair early into Edouard, who's somehow wriggled his way through, but is eventually boxed off, and they
didn't take the ball with him.
No, he's Miazga, and Nantes probably would be relatively happy to get in at half-time just 1-0 down, given the fact that Celtic have hit the frame of the goal on a number of occasions.
And the thing that will be going through Nantes' head now, Alex GRD and of course AAZBABYSK, is the fact that they know they've scored 2 in quick succession. They know they then had another chance to go 3-2 in front, all within the space of about 5 minutes. So certainly they feel at 1-0 down, all is not lost. They are capable.
5 minutes left to go then in the first half. Koulibaly's crowded out, but has managed to wriggle it on. Can they keep it in? They can't. And it will be a Celtic throw. 76% pass completion to 71 from Nantes, so not a great deal in that, but certainly goalmouth activity has been much more down towards the left-hand side than at this end. That might change here, though. Nicely poked through. Great save, but should he have been given the chance to make the save?
No, in my opinion, that should have been a goal for Nantes. He should have played it to the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. He's just too central again. And we said that a few times. Sometimes at this level, they're so desperate to get the shot on target and not put it wide that they play a little bit safe. And in this occasion, they have done. And the goalkeeper's pulled off a good save. But as the ball gets fired in, an overhead, a very elaborate acrobatic effort there. And that would have been some goal. But it went quite a long way wide in the end. But just going back to the original point, it should have already been 1-1, Mark, because that chance straight through the middle, either side of the goalkeeper, and it's 1-1. But as we tick towards the end of the first half, it looks like that one goal will be the difference for Celtic FC.
Free kick here, which might give them one last chance at the end of the half. Taken short. Kehin. And Celtic have enough bodies back there. We've played the 1 additional minute, and that is the end of the first half, and the early Celtic goal is the difference at the break.
So you are sitting pretty if you're a Celtic fan here, because of course they won the first game 3-2. We are straight away underway in the second half, no changes. Of course they lead the second game 1-0 as well, so they are heading for 2 wins from 2 and 3 important points in the eFootball Pro League. Remember, the 2 previous games already today finished with Barcelona beating Boavista FC by just the 1 game, because they drew the first but they won the second, and the same happened in the game between AS Monaco and Schalke 04. Of course, drawing that first game 2-2 and winning the second game 2-1, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm sure Diego Lorin, the stats man, will tell me I'm wrong, but that is as far as I know so far. So we have 2 teams already with 3 points on the board, and it's looking like we're going to get a third and final for match day 1, Mark.
Indeed, Celtic on course. Remember, a draw would do it for them, but at the moment they are leading, so Nantes are going to have to throw caution to the wind pretty soon. They might have a chance here. Celtic again with quick closing down to ensure that the opportunity was snuffed out. Edouard through to Forrest. Now then, this is a real chance for Forrest to make it 2. Oh, what great defending, though.
Well, it was great defending, but he took too long, Mark. He had the ball for acres of time inside that penalty area, and yeah, the shot should have come off far earlier, and it would have been 2-0. As it stands, it remains 1-0, still with a chance, but that signifies what we're going to see in the remaining half an hour here. They're going to provide Celtic with a lot of space in that counter-attacking area, because they're going to have to go hell for leather to get this equalising and winning goal. Remember, a draw is not enough for FC Nantes. They have to score 2, and therefore they're going to leave themselves wide open at the back. And, well, miscommunication between the defender and the goalkeeper there has provided Celtic with a corner.
Well, I half expected there to be a goal down at the other end as soon as that opportunity was missed, because that's what we've got used to seeing so far on match day 1. One team misses a good chance, and then minutes later the other side puts the ball in the back of the net and really accentuates how important taking your chances is. But Celtic not punished for that particular opportunity at the moment, as some changes are made. Celtic only just edging the possession stakes. Felt that they'd had more of the ball than that.
Yeah, just looking at those formations, Celtic probably the only team so far to use a 4-4-2, and they're using a diamond as well, a wide diamond, so they've still got a bit of width, but they leave themselves a bit open in that midfield area that could possibly be exploited by a possible 4-3-3, for example, with the playmaker in the hole. But they are winning at the moment, and winning pretty comfortably if they're able to get another goal here, but it's hacked away. But back in Celtic possession, and they've been impressive, haven't they, Mark?
Yep, there's been a degree of confidence about their play. You can tell that they've been together for a while. There's that telepathy at times when it comes to the crisp interchange, as we see Griffiths getting forwards here midway through the second half, but the whistle goes there, so that attack breaks down. But they're controlling the game now. They're sort of keeping Nantes at arm's length, and Griffiths will take this free kick for them.
You feel the professionalism is coming out now. You know, they're seasoned veterans, they've been there, they've done that, they know how to win these sort of matches, and they are 1-0 in front and sailing for the only team to win both games, aren't they?
Yep, that's right, they would be. The other encounters have finished in 1 draw and 1 victory. Barcelona seeing off Boa Vista in the first of the best-of-2 encounters, and in the most recent one, Schalke defeated by Monaco in another titanic tussle. Celtic, though, looking to make it 2 wins from 2 and taking the 3 points comfortably as a result. Koulibaly not quite managing to get it past Tierney. 20 minutes left to play. What do Nantes need to do now to alter the complexion of this game?
Well, they're going to have to go and be ruthlessly open, because it's the only way they're going to do it. They did it in the end of the first match, and they probably should have been 3-2 up. I don't think they can do anything else, because we've seen them play the sort of soak up possession and try and hit on the counter, but now Celtic are at the point where they don't need to attack. So when Celtic get the ball, they'll happily play it around, play possession. Nantes now need the possession, and they need to press, and they need to press quick and high. And I mean, I just feel this game is, even though it's only 1-0, it just feels a bit lost. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Well, you saw there they've pushed another couple of players a bit further up the pitch to try and ensure that they are pressing higher up the field. Gamboa gets the header away for Celtic. Remember, a draw is good enough for them to take the 3 points from this best-of-2 encounter. So Nantes need to score twice, or else they're going to finish empty-handed. And
I think that's the reason why I feel this game is done, because I can't, even though we saw it in the first game, I think it was an eye-opener for both ETTORITO and Lucas for Celtic FC, that they need to constantly maintain that same level. They can't afford to be lacklustre and complacent, and it's been a much cleaner, more professional performance from them, and that's why I can't see them conceding 2 goals in the remaining 15 minutes.
Koulibaly's header back to Waris, and there's some room now for the Nantes team to try and exploit. Salah closed down by Bitten. Bitten made a mess of his clearance there. Wow. They were down to 10 men temporarily, with Griffiths off receiving treatment. He's back on now. Diego Carlos, who's recently come on, is here for Nantes. Forwards it goes, and they had numbers up there, and Touré trying to make something of it. Hendry can send it up towards Edouard, and it breaks here for Christie. Are they going to put the icing on the cake, Celtic? As long as they don't concede twice in the remaining 8 or so minutes, then the 3 points from match day 1 are going to be heading towards ETTORITO and Luca Tabelli in the green and white of Celtic FC.
So Barcelona and AS Monaco already at the top of this league championship with 3 points on the board, and Celtic are 5 minutes away, and barring a catastrophe really, heading for that top spot as well. So in a fascinating opening match day one, where we thought all 6 teams were of a level playing field, and kind of really have been, we've got 3 winners and 3 losers.
Yeah, and it's interesting, this game is set to be decided by just the 1 goal, as the first match in this best of 2 encounter was as well. But it's been a very different type of game, much more controlled and measured, and it's not quite as explosive going forwards. Are they going to be able to get a draw from this game? Well, we're into 2 minutes of additional time, and it doesn't look like it. Miazga, forwards it goes. Salah with the control. Chance here for Salah, perhaps. Went for the 1-2, maybe should have had a go at goal, and that is it. It's all over. Celtic have won the game, and they've won the match as well. The 3